Oh, there we go. I failed you. I'm sorry. What do you mean from the? You mean from the one from yesterday? I was very surprised you weren't here, but you're okay. What am I missing? Okay, I think that's good. Oh, actually, I don't know where the hell I'm supposed to be going here, so let me check up where I am supposed to go. Uh, okay. Oh, do I still... Am I not done? Where the hell am I supposed to be going? I also got a random order from 7-Eleven at my doorstep, so I should be a good citizen and not take it and bring it in. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, of course. Someone DoorDashed that for you. Let me see. I need to look up where I'm supposed to go to next. I beat that spot. I beat that before Grunty's furnace fan. What? Head, enter the door, takes you to the room. 6-4. Hoodwood's picture, place it before Grunty's furnace fan. Oh, what the hell was that? TK or test kit? Oh, that's right. Alright, where the hell? Before the final battle. 765 notes? Head down to the path to the giant glowing pad. Oh, I don't even know this area. In the Clicklock Woods areas of Gruntilda's lair, head to the right and hop Clockwood area. Then head to the right and hop up the 2-leaf platforms. Open the note door. 765 notes. Really? Well, that's freaking far. Is there nothing special about this spot then? Alright. And what time is it? 10:30? Hopefully I can beat this and just finally be done. Finally be done with this, move on to something else. Later I'll do Banjo-Tooie. There we go. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, there's so many. I just like mainly getting, what was it called? The, oh there it is. I like getting the, little game guides. Those were so fun. Those are so cool to be able to have the game guides to help assist you. 765. Oh, I need 30 more. Alright. What areas am I missing it in? Okay, so Mumbo's Mountain's good. Treasure Trove, I don't need to get it from there. I can probably get it from Clinkers. Well, it's been a while since I've been back to Clinkers. I'll go back to Gobbies. Click Clock Woods has it? I'm not going back to Click Clock. Alright. Maybe Monster Mansion then. I could probably get like 15 or something over there. Do I need to do it here? That's not nice. Especially Pokemon Game Guide magazines. I didn't even study the game before they put out that magazine. Dude, yeah. Freaking, I love the Pokemon Snap. The Pokemon Snap magazine was super cool. The Pokemon Stadium one was awesome just because it was 3D Pokemon. It was like, this is like the greatest thing ever. And it was just an enjoyable time. I even like I discovered that my that my sister ended up keeping the Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts 2 strategy guide. I have the Final Fantasy X-2 strategy guide still too. But yeah, it's like, who did they collaborate with to make sure that these, like you said, like to make sure that the actual information in these were legit? All you need to confirm is that the video is true or not, right? Yeah, but then you get, like he said, like then you get gaming magazines that are like, oh, Mew is definitely underneath that truck, and they would just mess with us. They would just April Fools us all year long with crap like that. Oh, that video definitely has some truth to it. So I'll be right back real quick. Go over to another room. Totally just waste time doing other things. It's actually pretty funny. And then yeah, they'll come back and just. The thing is, like, they'll go over and do something, and then they'll go and do something, and then what's it called? They'll spend like 15-20 minutes doing whatever the hell else that other thing is. Whether it is over with another patient or it's just like straight up they're just going to go and just going to go and like read the newspaper in their break room or something. And then even I had one of my students was telling me that her dentist between patients or whatever, he would just go and just, come on, don't die here. He would go and play video games in between patients. So I was like, that's badass, of course. I forgot what she said that he was playing. She was like, I think he was playing, because at that point that was 2018 or so. Oh no. Or was it the one that was recent? And that's how this channel started, right? I think it was, I think she said that at that time, because I think it was 2018 or 2019, that he would go work on a patient, and then he'd go back to his office, and he would play some type of I don't think it was Battle Royale type of game, but he'd play some type of shooter game. I forgot what it was. Maybe it was Battleground or Battlefield at that time. I would love to be able to do that though. Wouldn't that be like some other trippy thing? Like you'll just see on the news, dentist that goes to claim his victory royales between patients, between patient visits, and then you just get you just get like a quick like 5 second thing. It was like, oh, I'm addicted to this game, or I gotta claim my victories. It's just these. It's the weird thing that these dentists these days that are growing up in this gaming era and everything, that they're gonna be. You're gonna get those that are just like, oh, I play another win for the OGs, right? It's gonna be like, what's it called? You're gonna get some of them that are like that were addicted to Fortnite or were addicted to Minecraft at the time. So it's just a matter of time before it's like really it's a bigger thing. Where it's like dentists from like some dude in the same town is in a team match with another dentist that's on the other side of town. And you can just hear him just gamer raging in between patients. Like at that point, that's the dentist that I would more likely either be going to or working for. If me and the dentist can throw down doubles on Halo, and then go back to the patient in between, oh totally, that'd just be like the best thing ever. Or I don't even know if this terminology would even work anymore for like League, but if like me, the doc, and like another assistant threw down a triple team and twisted tree lines at League, and then back to the patient, or even bring the patient into the gear. You can only imagine Dennis killing someone via 360 on Fortnite and then going back to work as a dentist. It's gonna be like that, and it's gonna even be like the dentist looks at the health history of the patient, finds their gamer tag, and then all of a sudden you just get a challenge right before your appointment's about to start. And it's like, let's see if you're gonna earn, if your root canal is going to be on the house or if you're gonna pay double. Bet on the results of your root canal based on how you do on this next Fortnite match. Or it'd be like a Tekken match or something like that. It'd be something wicked like choose your game versus this dentist, and they'll put bets up on if your next dental procedure is covered. There we go. I need... please don't do that. No! Damn it, I still took fall damage. Got 2 of them up there. I really need to get these notes. I need 30 of them. So if I can get up to like 85 here in this world, and then claim another like 15 in another world, then I'd be golden. Oh, there's a jump pad there. I did not know that there is a jump pad there. I doubt that there's anything on here. Yeah, there used to be a jigsaw piece there. Alright. Where and what is every... Okay, good. The draw distances is not even helping at all. I need to go up on top of the house. It's a big thing. Need to visit that place. And I can't forget that corner lot over there with the swamp. Oh, that's cute. Is this a hidden thing? Oh! Oh, this is new. I did not expect that to be a thing. Okay, cool. And I get some gold feathers back. I've been on the grind every day since March to get more Minecraft rewards. What's the process of doing that at this point? Because I'm apparently don't have some of the strats down to get these rewards. What was another thing? How's your Pokemon let's say quest? How's your Pokemon match been doing or whatever? I thought that's what you started. You were on what's it called? You were on. Oh shoot, what were you on? I think you were on 2nd gen. And you were doing gold. Don't really play Pokemon Go anymore. Too much money hungry for my liking. But weren't you playing gold? Weren't you like trying to get through? What was it called? Max Pokedexing like the different gens. Oh, but definitely, yeah. The Pokemon Go is a money hungry game. Oh, good. Hey, Jinjo over here. I know. I'll take gold feathers. I'll have to change into the pumpkin form again. Oh, we have a lab tech. We have a lab tech question over there, which is crazy over on this side. Let's see. It's the best way to bond acrylics to metal partial. It's for like a so like if you're trying to like add a tooth or something like that, is what I'm guessing. Or I guess not really, because you'd just be going straight denture acrylic to your chrome cobalt material, right? Oh, for a tooth for adding a tooth. See, that's the thing. I want to. When it comes to like fabricating stuff like that, I need to get more into doing that myself before I can make kind of any statements, apart from making mechanical retention points and making sure that your partial is sitting not flush with the dental with the like at a like. Can I solder a clasp? If you're soldering a hold on, because aren't we on to a different thing now? Bond acrylics to a metal partial. Yeah, like, can I solder a clasp? Because especially with the partial, it's going to be all about the mechanical retention, based on, okay, the partial is slightly lifted off of the gingival tissue, and now, oh, hold on, oh, there we go, perfect. I realized it isn't easy. Yeah, what I want to do, just for pretty much purpose of just knowing how to do as many things as I can, is I want to be able to cast my partial frameworks in-house, essentially, so that I can play around with some of those pieces, because I don't want to have to outsource it. I would like to be able to know how to cast it, know how to do it myself. So I haven't gotten there yet, but I'm really looking forward to hopefully one day being able to. I think the only pieces that I need right now is because I got a killing. I need to get my gases, and I need to get. I think that's my main stopping right now. I need to get some chrome cobalt, and I need to get gas to be able to do it in house. But like a question I would like to ask you, right? Is that something that you're able to do I would guess at your lab, or if you're in school, or whichever. Don't want to assume, right? But can you solder a class, especially if we're soldering a class, especially if you're trying to solder anything to a metal partial? I don't think it's going to be that easy as far as the metals like melding to the right spots. What's it called? Unless you're gonna like weld it using like a pulse arc welder, but I mean that's what they usually use for like essentially solder joints of like Holly retainers and palatal expanders. And I could see that probably just being more of an easier thing to be able to get happen. The temperature will be crucial. That's why I figure is overheating your metals and just getting them to, they'll look all bubbled out at the end. That's my main thing, is that I want to be able to practice with more and more. I want to be able to practice and get that process down, I should say, because I would love to be able to metal cast many different things for the purpose of just being able to do it, but that's probably my next expensive thing, is getting the correct gases, get the tanks, get the correct gases, the tanks, the I'll say spout, which is super wrong. Yeah, acetylene torch. Yeah, mini oxyacetylene torch. Oh, so like one of those. You're talking about. I'm pretty sure you're not talking about the tanks. You're talking about the. I don't know why it's escaping me. Torch head. I don't know why it's escaping me. The mini torch. Yes. And so, in that case, look at me mainly talking to you about dental questions, which is cool. I want to be able to smith. Okay. When I want to be able to learn all these aspects of these dental things. Mainly, I got dental assisting down really good, but doing more of smithing and everything, and doing metallurgy and all that stuff. That's my next interest that I really want to be able to get into. Even though a lot of dentistry is moving towards like digital and printed and 3D print, I really do want to learn. The foundational basics to being able to fabricate it before I try to learn any of the digital stuff. Even though I want to see more cheats tonight, this morning. More cheats. Oh, I'm gonna get wrecked here. Don't die. Okay, I need to turn to the pumpkin dude. That was a mistake right there. Can I climb up the rope? Okay, can I? Mini oxyacetylene torch. When it comes to that too, because like I can try to get like the big old tanks for the torches and everything, which is gonna cost a good bit. I mean, even at small amounts, just to be able to get the kind of mini, to get the portable ones, is gonna cost. It seems like somewhere in like $400 range or something like that, and that's just to get the tank without it filled. I don't know how long. I want to know. I would like to know the duration of how much time I would get out of stuff like that. Am I looking at like 5 opportunities of being able to do it? Should I get a what is it called? I want to say industrial. That's the wrong word. Induction. Should I try for more of an induction thing, or do I need to go into what is it called? There's a lot of what is it called here? I don't think I need to go here. What's inside this area? Oh, I do need to. The electric heating sources, electronic furnaces. That's what I was trying to say. Oh, I went the wrong way. I'm stupid. I have wax-based plates. I was thinking I can secure the tooth plus bond it with adhesive. So let's see. Let me try to break down what you got going on there. I have wax base plates because pretty much a lot of this I have set up at my bench right now. I have a couple of practice of um, of um, of models that I just knock certain teeth out to make partials and such, and then I just wax them up, or I try to wax up full dentures, and just try to get the technique down, try to get the speed down as much as possible. But you know, I was thinking, I secure the tooth plus bond it with adhesive. Secure the tooth, bond it with adhesive. Because at that point so what you're looking at, especially when you have that tooth, it's making those small what's it called, it's making those diatorics, the small little holes that are at different angles or teed off, that you're going to put into the tooth, so that the acrylic, when you're actually pushing it in there, or you're flowing it, or you're doing some type of pack, what's it called, pack and press method, that those acrylics will flow into those diatoric holes and lock it in through mechanical retention, so that you don't have to use adhesive, because a lot of times the adhesives will end up breaking down over time of being in the mouth. That's why we tell people, or tell our patients, oh, if your temporary crown or if your permanent crown ever comes off, don't super glue it, because it doesn't work that great. You know, like you're talking about not a spot welder. Let me see. Let's get a baseline on this. Sorry. Let's get a baseline of what are we trying to start with, because 1 second. 1 second. I am going to take my setup and I'm gonna go out to my bench real quick, because we're talking a lot of dental here, potentially, and I want to have my materials in front of me. So let me get my stuff on real quick, and then I'll go and bring us out there here in a second. Just gotta throw on some sandals real fast. And I can leave these, switch to lab mode. Of course, I'm upside down. We'll leave it at the moment. All right, so got some stuff here. Turn the light, blind the hell out of everyone. Okay, so you said, yes, I saw that technique where tiny clasps are set into the tooth itself and bonded to the adjacent tooth. I forgot the name of the procedure. So, like, in some cases, like, if we're talking about, like, a partial, like, I don't have any metal frameworks here. So, mainly I'm just dealing with material or sets that would become eventually a flexible partial. So, I'm not relying on the metal. That would be, like, the best secure way of doing things. But I'm dealing with mainly wax that I'm gonna set. I'm going to invest it. I'm gonna go and burn it out, and then inject it with this flexible plastic material or nylon material, and that will give me my set. But tiny clasps are set into the tooth itself and bonded to the adjacent tooth, unless we're talking about a Maryland bridge. A Maryland bridge might be what you might be referring to, which I'll bring up on the screen in a second. I have a restorative composite, flowable as well as curing light. Oh, okay, so yeah, essentially you have like stuff like I have a curing light too that I have access to that I'll go and tack down certain things if I need to, and flowable in that aspect as well too. So let me go and bring some of these down, but I have a feeling you're mentioning stuff in a Maryland Bridge dental style. Oh, or maybe even like a Nesbit. You might be referring to something that's usually referred to as like a Nesbit, where it's like two clasps that go from the tooth and they go and hold on to the side teeth. And so yeah, like you mentioned earlier, clasps, yes. I'll wax up, or I'll make one right now for you and show you kind of the style of which it's done. But let me go and let's see, where am I looking for? Not camera. Yes, and it's a certain style of bridge. Let me bring it up. For some reason, I am an idiot and I don't remember where my little piece is. Okay, let me add, do a window capture, Chrome, and Maryland Bridge. All right, cool. So in this case, this is what a Maryland Bridge would be like. Essentially, is like we were talking about, the two teeth. I moved it, so it's probably gonna look even dumber. That's probably good. Okay. I have restored composite flowable. Yes, I think you got it right. The bridge. Yes, you need to botch a space for the metal matrix. I think it is. Or yeah, notch a space for the metal matrix. Yes. So kind of like, do I have one here that I could make? I have these, but I'm gonna go put these off to the side for now. And let's take this one. This is just based on like my teeth, and then I just made. These are based off my teeth, and I just made a. I just knocked out some teeth here, just so that I can practice. And I don't think I used separator on this one, so let me just go and break this one apart, because I can just remake it again if I need to. Okay, so I got the tooth out. Got this 10 and this 5, or no, 13. Then I have all this acrylic specific, or not acrylic, stupid me, wax, that I can go and make changes to if I need to. But I feel like I didn't use enough separator on this so it's just all stuck to my model. There we go. I probably built the wax on here, or the hot wax on here when I was doing all that. Alright, so I got a couple of these teeth, and because the space that I'm dealing with here specifically is not really as exaggerated as it would probably need to be. There we go. Alright, let's bring it down. And let's deal with this as if we're just gonna go and just do this like single tooth notch here. Get some of this extra wax out. I can go and select my tooth, which at the moment this number 8 is sufficient enough here to be able to hold that space. But now, because I'm not going to have that much, I brought the caramel base plate. I was thinking it was permanent. Oh, I see what you're saying. Because it was made of wax, so it kind of it shifted once it got warm. I'm pretty sure. So I have this here right now, but there's no way for it to be retentive. There's no way for it to hold on to the opposite teeth. So we got to go and create, like you mentioned, clasps, and there's no holding it over here on the back either, unless we were actually going to bond or secure it to the side teeth. And so I'll show both ways here on how they would usually go about that. And I'm going to do this part, or I'm going to do the Maryland bridge style in like a block out resin so that it's super visible and easy to see. But you would need a tooth, and right now this is really drilled down pretty good, so I need to go and make my retentive notches in there. And normally, like, we would have like our big old rotary tools like a Dremel and everything, but this is a dental lab handpiece, and I can't use these big ones for making my little retentive notches because this will just blow out the whole tooth. So I'm gonna go and switch over into from a lab burr to a right angle burr, which has a good enough thickness to be able to slide right into this little contraption. Now I know I have a straight one here. Let me go and look for it for just this reason. Where I have a bunch of round burrs available. Here's my straight burr. This one will kind of work enough. So I'm gonna go from this big chunky boy over here to this one, and that's where I'm gonna get, and that's where it's gonna allow me to make my retentive cuts in the tooth, because I don't have that much space to be able to. This will just blow the whole thing out. This will help me with those little retentive cuts. So put that over here. Get that into my little handpiece. And I'm going to go and take that to here and make some retentive cuts. Now, specifically for like the image that we have over here, a lot of times this Maryland bridge is made out of is monolithic. It's made out of one material, and it's made to have those wings that stick out. But in situations where you might have like a fake tooth right here, I'm gonna go and make some straight cuts in some areas and ditched out areas too. I made my own tiny Dremel tool. The actual Dremel is way too large. Oh yeah, right, it's super large. So I have this right here. I can go and make a straight cut right into the side. And I just want to make a nice cut right there. It's gonna be tough to see too because it won't focus. But now I have this notched out area right on the lingual, right on the tongue side. And that won't be enough to be able to make it retentive, so I'm going to go and come out the side over to the bottom and to the top, as you can see it on here. Just a slight bit. And make it like a teardrop shape. So now it has a bunch of undercuts within this space to lock the new material in here, and we can get that to be a little bit more retentive. Get that kind of cleaned out a little bit. And now that we have this little, it's able to focus, focus, focus. Now that I have this little notch, this keyway that's added to the lingual of this, now we can go and use that to go and do the rest of this portion. Which, if my dang old camera will focus, if I get it placed into the spot and it's at the correct height, then we can get something working. What I need to change up too is I need to add some sticky wax to my tooth, so that I need to add some sticky wax to my tooth right here so it can be stuck to my model. So you're tapering at the end. Yes, kind of tapering it from within to make sure that it can have those undercuts. So let me get some of this sticky wax, this little yellow wax. It's going to help with tacking down some things temporarily. And I'm going to use my little induction heater to go and get some of this wax. And then I can go and bring that here. I don't want it to be on the lingual because that's where my material is going to be. That's where my material is going to stay. I'm just going to put a little dash right here. And with it, once it actually in the right place, okay. So now that I have this kind of in there and it's not going to fall out as often or as much, now I can start adding my acrylic or my, like you mentioned, flowable material to it. That's why I mentioned the dental adhesive to tack it in. Oh, that's what you're saying, to just hold it in place. Yeah, you can use, yeah, if you use like an adhesive, maybe that's the thing that I like about the sticky wax, is because you just use it for just a short, you just use it real quick and you can knock it off real fast once you're done. And especially because of its characteristics, its qualities, it'll just flick off pretty easy, which is why I like using, which is why usually sticky wax is the better one. Now I'm gonna go and place some flowable. Mainly it's gonna be blue, just for sight, for ability to see. If I go and do some blue to be able to match kind of like what that Maryland bridge has got going on, and I'll go add a wing over here to one side and a wing over here to the opposite side. Now the tricky part about doing this is that when you go and have your make this for your patient, you need to have the opposing model. So this is the maxillary, the top, and this is the bottom teeth. And when they bite down, you need to make sure that these little protruding areas does not keep that person from biting down. And so now that I have these small little wings off to the side, if I had the opposing model, I would just go and have them bite closed, which actually I do. I have the lower right here. This is the other model that I was working on, but these lowers are my teeth with a couple little spots to aid. So as I occlude them together, right on the underside, we want to make sure that it clears. And so now that I kind of know that it clears enough on both sides, I can go and take my little light cure here and just give it a little encouragement to stay in place. Spot weld them both for a quick little moment. They're inlaid correct and then covered. Now that I got them tacked down a little bit, I can go take my models apart and give them a really more direct cure. But of course, this is just what we call blockout resin, so it's really transparent, so it's able to be cured through a little bit easier. All right, so we now have that little spot going on. Now, what setting do you use? On my little light cure unit here, which is flickering on camera because I guess shutter speed and everything, there's not really a setting to it, but I think what is the light cure range from 350 to 450 nms or nanometers of light range. I'm not sure if there's a settings version that you can use, but anything that's kind of more of that little blue spectrum light that a lot of these places are able to use will work out for it. So now that I got my wings kind of set in place here, this is still not stable, of course, right? Because this is just me making the wings. I need to go take this whole piece off once again, and I need to set a spot right here. I need to set an area on the intaglio spot where it's the tooth against the tissue. And so let me go and flick off this sticky wax here, and if I'm careful enough, it'll just flick off and it'll release my tooth from its grip. Without breaking anything. Good. There's different settings on mine plus pulsing. When it comes to it, sometimes, yeah, they'll have settings like mine, as an example, if I'm able to bring this in. Oh, everything's upside down, that's why. So this will be pulsing, so you'll either have a straight, you'll either just have a all on, you can have one that goes and does a pulse like you're mentioning, and then this one's going to be more of like a ramping up. And so these settings for the most part are just used for different situations, like, oh, we're doing like 5 teeth at a time, and so maybe I'll go and change this to, I'll change my mode here to mode pulsing, and so as I go and do that, it'll give me a nice 1 second pulse time for the teeth. And this could be useful if you want to have a uniform, okay, 1 second on there, next tooth, 1 second on there, next tooth, 1 second on there. So that could be useful for that situation, but often we just have it just being straight on. Even if you go and do ramp up settings, where it just starts really gradually low, then it gets brighter, then that's also good too, but that pulse version is not anything too crazy. Alright, so I got my sticky wax out. This is sticking to my model and my tooth, so it definitely probably melted the wax that was on this tooth prior. There we go. And so now we have my little makeshift Marilyn that's like halfway, just like, I should say halfway, which is pretty much just all composite and plastics and everything. So we have that portion. Let's see if I can bring it up a little bit more. Focus. Focus. Darn thing. There we go. So I have my facial portion of the tooth, the 2 wings that are going to be hidden on the lingual, which just needs to be cleaned up a little bit. I have my area of the tooth that's in question. And the main thing I'd probably want to do is fill in for the empty space that would be below that tooth, so that I can have a less food material getting lodged underneath here. You can kind of see the space that's underneath. I might want that filled in. or keep it open so that when you clean, you don't. It's easier to clean as long as it doesn't show up over here in the facial that there's a opening space that goes into the lingual. Then you'd be fine. Okay, I did it on for 15 seconds to 20 seconds, and it cured too fast. So the camping mode would be better, I think. Okay, yeah, the ramping mode might be able to do it, and it cured it too fast. Yeah, pretty much once you light cure your flowable material within about 3 seconds, it's hard, and then the next 12 seconds to 20 seconds to a minute after that, it's just making it super firm. So you're not going to really be able to get it to like a middle stage where it's like a little bit moldable. It's either it's like a jelly or it's like a rock. There's a small little in between, but it's super hard to get to find that sweet spot. So it might be, like you said, do a pulse where it gets 1 second, and when the light turns off, bring it away, touch it with your instrument, bring it back 1 second, pull the light away, touch it with your instrument, and then you can get you can kind of get more of a stable ramp up of curing, and you'll be able to figure that one out. Let me see over here. I'm gonna check something. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, getting the depth correct is just too challenging. Going too deep and integrity of the tooth is compromised. Definitely, it's tough to be able to kind of find the sweet spot and everything, but eventually with enough practice you're able to get something that will stick and stay. And then after you get something like this, if you do make like a Nesbit type of deal here, you would just cement it down with like a dental cement, so a glass ionomer or a polycarboxylate, mainly glass ionomer probably, because that's just simple to be able to dry the tooth, mix your material, put it on there, and make sure that it sticks. But with anything that's like as small as this and with just its own little wings, that's the tough portion. I have one that's right here that I made for purpose of just like playing around with it, and I usually let my kids just kind of, when they want to come and work at the bench with me, they'll just go and like paint it, or they'll put like Sharpie over it, so it's just really like done in dirty. But with these are flexible partials, or like a brand name would be like Valplast, but flexible partial is nice because it doesn't have any metal, so aesthetically or by looks it looks pretty nice. This one doesn't because it's been through some heck, but I can go and flex it and it remembers its old memory, its old memorable state. So as long as these are like thick enough and everything, these flexible partials can be nice, but they're not good if you're replacing a lot of teeth, especially at this point where there is 7 teeth, let's see, 4, 7, 10 teeth that are replaced on this flexi partial, and only the canines holding it. This would definitely not be good for a patient because every time they chew, it would slide up and down their teeth instead of having good clasps. Like I have clasps over here on either side that would usually hold on to the person's tooth. But where's my example one? I know I have one here. Where is it? Where's that tooth at? Or where's that? Ah. Oh, it's up here. That's where it is. I won't even use it at that point. So like as an example where this one, which should have a metal base framework, this would go on and it would just be kind of just like so. And that clasp should be reaching around that tooth a little bit more and finding these undercuts that these teeth have. This tooth broke off, but it's kind of generally what you would want to do. This person's bite is super off. Some stuff needs to be pulled out, some stuff needs to be pulled in. I need to level out the plane of occlusion. I have a bunch of acrylics to practice on. Oh, I also have ZOE Quickset. Oh, look at you. I'm using Charisma plus Gluma Bond and Prime Dent Flowable. I know the Prime Dent material, Charisma and Gluma Bond. The Charisma is something I'm not used to knowing what that is yet, but Gluma, yeah, glutaldehyde, it's a desensitizer for like fillings and such. So that's it's a good one to be able to use if when someone's getting a filling done on them. But yes, ZOE Quick Set. ZOE is a temporary cement. It's called zinc oxide eugenol, but it is a temporary cement that is used for, like, if we're making temporary crowns or something, or if you have like a hole in your tooth, put that stuff in there and it's a temporary filling fix. So it's nice for a short amount of period, but getting like an actual dental cement so that it can last a lot longer is definitely the way that that would be a little bit better. And so that would be probably, like I mentioned, glass ionomer or polycarboxylate. I wouldn't do zinc phosphate, even though no one sells it. Composite, the Gluma, is Etch Plus Bond. Oh, okay. It's kind of a dual purpose material. And yes, and with composites, yeah, you'll want to etch the tooth or prime it is another word that they would use. So a primer and a bond. You put the gluma on early before that. So gluma, prime, and bond, and then you would go and do it. For that, I have calcium light cure. So I'm guessing Cal LC is calcium hydroxide light cure. Maybe it's like a calcium hydroxide, or sometimes they'll have brand names for it, like a brand name that they have is Dical. Another brand name that they have is Limelight, but usually LC definitely would be under that. But I think CAL would be calcium hydroxide, which is a liner that they use, and the liner material, which is calcium hydroxide, is used for promoting the growth of secondary dentin. So your second layer of the tooth, your enamel's on the outside, your dentin's on the inside. If your dentin needs to grow a little bit more, you'd go and put a little bit of liner right there, and it helps it grow, but not upwards. I should do it like this. You put a little calcium hydroxide right here, and that liner is going to tell anything that's underneath it that it's irritating in that spot. So like the nerve endings or the pulp of the tooth would go back, and then you'd get more dentin fill in after it with that material. And I don't think I have any. Yeah, it's used for root canals mostly. Yes, that's right. Yep, exactly. Yeah, calcium. Okay, so especially if we're looking at the calcium hydroxide that's used for root canals, that stuff is used on the inside of the canals, and it's like a paste that they would probably use. That stuff is nice also. Yeah, that stuff is nice also to be able to play with. Let me see something. It's permeable where zinc isn't. Look at ya. Yeah, I want to know at this point. I want to kind of know: are you in the dental field? You have a lot of this nice knowledge about these dental products, but it's either you're either in the dental field or somehow, or you're just really handy and you can just make stuff. So you're kind of like an invention person, an inventor. Let me go, and I'm gonna bring myself back into my area since I still have 30 minutes before I go to sleep. Let me go turn this off here real quick. Stonemason. Oh, okay. So yeah, just really handy. All right. Back from the lab again. But cool. That's very handy to be able to kind of make, like you mentioned, that you made your own little mini Dremel, which is super cool. Oh, I hear one of the baby teeth. Awake. 1 second. See what you mentioned, but my dentist messed up on this restoration, and it lasts. Honestly, it lasted 6 months for $1,000, and I'm going to attempt my own restoration. It's definitely neat to be able to give it a try too, as long as you're like not going to put yourself into like immeasurable pain or what is it called, or into you're gonna bleed out harm or something like that. It's a neat thing to try, right? Everyone's probably at one point, especially if you're real handy like that, thought about getting into it, especially if you have the tools and such. Just yeah, like you mentioned, like you said, you have a lot of the materials. Kind of play with it. You already have materials to probably even just make like little models You just get some alginate material, some impressions, take an impression, pour it up, and then practice on the model many times over. Then you can go and kind of transfer that to your own situation. All right. Well, this has got to be called in short since this one went and woke up a little bit. So I will cut the stream for now, and then probably Jamie, I know you're probably still out there for some reason still. See you probably next time. What is it? Still Saturday? Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Oh, it went and slowed down now? Why is it slowing down? Oh, you have a metal partial. Even better, because you can that's right. Like you were mentioning earlier, how to add to it. Make mechanical retention spots. Make little notches and then have them kind of get them bonded together. It's going to be the best way to probably get that tooth added. It's just tough when it comes to soldering because you won't be able to solder on there like normal. Like you can get stuff to probably stick, but remember it's made out of chrome and cobalt mix. So just kind of be prepared with what other chemical compositions that you would add to it, that it won't make it tarnish or make it rust or anything. But yes, you take it easy. You have a good night.